I'm still getting mic'd up.
She's getting ready. 9:02 a.m.
You know,
on a Monday.
On a Monday.
With a special guest.
An extremely special guest.
Wow, I get it. I didn't even have it in my contract that I had to be
Welcome to the
extreme.
show, buddy.
Hey, Ben. Hey,
Look,
Angie.
you have to read your lower third. Can you read it from there?
Okay, Jesse Rasmussen, leader, MC, husband, dad, great human.
Great human.
Okay, wow. I might have changed the order of some of those, and but I appreciate that. Wow, I've maybe been called 2 of those my entire life.
There you go. But then also, of course, I mean, I don't think I have a tight shot on you, which I'm sorry.
You know what? As a former radio person, I appreciate.
You're okay with that? But Jesse is wearing Leadership Southern Indiana, and your official.
I am the Director of Operations for Leadership Southern Indiana.
Director of Operations.
That sounds like a big title to me.
It is, and I'm still figuring out what I do.
The lower third that we gave you was a little bit shorter than that.
Honestly, you hit the highlights. I mean, those are, I love what, like I said, I love what I do to make money, but those are the things that probably are the most important things to me, especially the dad part.
I never got that in my lower third. Good for you.
Well,
That's what a special guest is.
That's what a special guest. I'm going to work on Ben's lower third because, I mean, even though, Jesse, you're in here, I'm not going to pull a 2 shot on us right now. But
we got to make a special guest feel special.
There's me. Well, there's nothing in there. And there's Ben.
There we go.
Nothing in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to work on that, okay?
Well, you know what? It's because you all have name recognition in the community.
This
is a gathering of media moguls right here. We work together, kind of. We were partners, TV, radio, 2014.
Yeah.
He was at 102.3.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were there for that whole stint that I was there at 102.3. You were our weather partner. And then when I moved over to 106, I think we ended up working with HAS 11 for a little bit.
Yep.
But you had moved into the chief role, which meant you didn't have to get up at like 2 o'clock
in the morning
and record our radio spots.
Correct. Which was okay with
me. You've done your time.
Yeah.
You had done your time. Well, welcome to Extol Unfiltered, caffeinated by NWSB. I'm Angie Fenton. This is meteorologist Ben Piney, and of course, Jesse Rasmussen, who is joining us this morning. We've got a lot going on, including we'll be giving away to a breast cancer fighter or survivor a nice package. We have that randomly drawn winner, so stick around for that. But Ben, before we even begin to talk about all things Jesse, thank you for...
All things Jesse.
Thank you for... this amazing weather. Let's throw up this 7
days. It was a good Halloween. It was nice and cool.
I appreciate that. I didn't have to tip you on that.
All your kids got out there and gathered up to Halloween. Mine were too old. They were partying at IU.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at some of those Halloween photos in a moment. But I mean, this isn't a bad forecast.
Yeah, it looks really good. So upper 50s, near 60 today. Just a light breeze from the southwest. Tonight gets chilly again. Lows down to the 30s. So the furnace probably kicking on. Maybe a little patchy fog in the morning, early Tuesday, and then we rebound nicely. 64 for the high temperature. Sunny days ahead. Wednesday will get a little bit windy at times, a high of 68, and then 65 Thursday. Looking at a front to bring in some showers, maybe some thunderstorms Friday, and then it looks like we get a break Saturday. What you're not seeing here, which you'll see on Ben at 10 coming up right after this show, is next Monday. Could be the coldest we've seen so far this season. Highs in the 40s, lows in the 20s, maybe the S word. A few flurries. And it is the silly season. Once we start to break out the S word, I don't know if you've been online and you start to see snow maps all over the place.
Yeah.
I call it weather porn. There's just stuff everywhere.
I have seen it.
It gets crazy.
Yeah. So wait. Let's go back because, I mean, this is apt. Right now, we're going to jump here to our event of the week presented by Rasmussen Chiropractic.
I know them.
We've been talking about it. And it is finally here. Dan Christiani will be honored on Friday at Huber's Orchard and Winery, the Plantation Hall. Black tie optional. Proceeds to benefit St. Elizabeth Catholic Charities and Prosser Career Education Center's Heavy Highway Program. It's the 31st annual Rotary Community Toast and Benefit Banquet. And it's honoring Dan Christiani. And the funniest part, you gotta love him so much because we've talked about this every single time. He was so worried that there weren't going to be people there, and he was genuine. I mean, that's just how humble he is. it is, they have raised, and I'm going to say this, I hope in the correct way, they have raised more money than they ever have before for a Rotary Toast. And the number of people who are attending has blown out of the water.
It's going to be a packed house.
It will be a packed
And if you
house.
see me there, I apologize. I might be getting a little scruffy.
Hold on to that one.
Okay.
Hold on to that one. That's in 5 days. But let's go back
Yeah.
for just a second because you said the 7-day. Do you think we can like hold off on the rain and storms
On the
at
Friday?
night? Like,
Well, the Euro, I just got asked this by one of our partners as well, says morning Friday. The GFS says afternoon. But by the evening time, we might be in pretty good shape. So.
because I would like
we'll fine-tune
for
that.
Mr. Dan Christiani and family to be able to walk in
A nice peaceful
on a
drive
nice,
in.
beautiful event before we start talking the S word.
Yeah.
And by that,
But
I mean,
but let's be honest here. Has that ever stopped anybody from Southern Indiana going up to Huber's? I worked up there in the
Never,
fall,
ever.
in the rain, the storm, and people will go, whether it be an event or just
They
to
do.
visit and
Yes.
do tastings. So
Yes.
while it would be better if it didn't rain and stuff, I don't know that that's going to stop people.
By the way, your hosting abilities a couple weeks ago at Huber's in front of
he was awesome.
former governor, Angie Fenton, everybody was phenomenal.
Well, thank
He
you.
was awesome.
Angie did the hard part because she actually talked to former Governor Mitch Daniels and led a very great conversation. My job was just to shine the spotlight on some great
Right.
people in our community and then get out of the way.
You're
And you
born
did
for that
great,
because that
though.
stuff still makes me nervous.
I mean, Jesse, I can't tell you the number of times I've recommended you as an MC, and I mean, you just do a bang up job.
Am I
Bang up
dying?
job.
Am I dying? Like this is not how I start my Mondays with this level of love.
Positivity.
All right, we're going to give you the link that you can jump on anytime. We're going to praise you with positivity. But let's pull up Carol Payne. I'll give you this one.
Good morning, guys. The bright morning sun is back. Yeah, last week was
Yeah,
gloomy,
Carol.
if you don't forget. We had days
this.
of clouds, and now it's a beautiful start here. Looking live outside of Extol Media Studios here in uptown New Albany at Vincennes and Market. So a lot of sunshine here over the next several days. Again, just that bump in the road Friday when we had that rain chance. So
It looks absolutely gorgeous and love seeing that. Carol, thanks for weighing in. As always, we love on Extol Unfiltered, caffeinated by NWSB. When you tell us where you are, what you have going on, maybe if you need some good juju, some positive things
Yeah.
like Jesse's getting this morning.
say hello to Jesse in the comments.
Also, don't forget, like I did, we did fall back over the weekend. So like we're so spoiled because like our phones and stuff, they auto update. But like I got in the car this morning and had a 2-second panic attack because my car doesn't update, and I was like, oh no, let me just
Gotcha.
fix that. So hopefully you guys aren't waking up to that small like what time is it actually?
Yeah.
Here's how lazy I was. So on Sunday nights when I sleep, I wake up about every hour for whatever reason. And my alarm clock was still not changed. My phone had changed. So I was like, it's 4:30. No, it's actually 3:30. So I was just doing an hour calculation all night long.
So hold on.
That's
Are those-
laziness right there.
Is that, so are you getting the Sunday scares?
No, I just like I'll be thinking about anything. Like remember you got to tie your shoes once you get up. Like the most trivial things. My brain's like, I have to tell my brain, I'm like,
Stop
yeah,
it.
it's a Monday. We've done Mondays every Monday of our lives. It's okay.
Well, it's funny, and I think that it's something that the three of us have in common with being in
for
media.
sure.
Like, I think that is a hard part. And my former co-host George Lindsay, who just retired from radio, we had
yeah.
that conversation.
Hey, George.
Like that part of your brain, it takes a long time to shut off because you're thinking through, okay, Monday, all right, what have I got to remember from the weekend? What have I got to prep for the week? And there's all these steps. So even when you don't have that focus, like that thing that you're worried about, like that part of your brain,
hardwired.
it's a muscle
Yeah.
and it's just constantly going. The worry, the thought process. Yeah. So I get that.
Yeah. And to shut it off, I'd be just thinking of stuff. I'm like, we're just comfortable. Okay. We're just cozy. Go back to sleep.
I love that. But
Ruminating thoughts. Love it.
I just have to say, and we'll talk a little more breast cancer later, but post cancer, well, I say post because it's still oral meds, but cancer treatment plus menopause create those, oh yeah, I'm up every hour. I'm up every hour. I'm up every hour. But to hear, so it's just life. It's just life.
A little bit
It
of life,
makes me
yeah.
feel a little better. Not that I want you all to
Right.
experience that.
Well, and then I have the added complication, not to like go, hey, I'm going to one up. But
Go for it.
So my youngest has type 1 diabetes. He's 5. And one thing that we just talked about at the diabetes walk with other parents is when you have a child with type 1, or I imagine any other constant care diseases, things of that sort, you're never fully asleep because I'm always listening for like, okay, is the alarm on his phone going to go off because he's high or he's low? And so like there's a certain level of sleep you just don't normally reach.
Yeah, a little guard dog.
Yeah.
In you.
Nope.
Yep.
I can't. I just much love to you and Lindsay with that. But
so
also,
I mean, but a lot of parents go through that too. So I mean, I'm not, I'm not trying to say,
you know what?
Me, but.
My mom, a retired registered nurse, and we're going to talk about her in just a second as well. I used to do the same thing you just did. I diminish it. You diminish the things we're going through. You're allowed. You're allowed. I'm just letting you know. You're allowed to say that because it's your experience. You live that. Yeah, other people have it worse, so I should just be grateful that I don't. Well, you know what? Sometimes it's okay to just say, yeah, it's hard.
It is.
It's
Halloween was very tricky.
I cannot even.
Well, normally it's fine, and then he's got a sensor, but it's getting ready to expire, and it gets kind of wonky at the end of that, and then all the candy, and then so I mean, there's a lot of ups and a lot of really ups, and so So I mean, it's a challenge, but it's just like with anything that you sort of get used to it, you figure out how to manage it. Like, okay, life still has to go on. He's 5. He still wants to be a great kid. He
is a great kid.
He is a great kid.
My child would like to adopt your child. I keep telling her that is not how that works. You can't just go over and just adopt him, Olive.
She tried.
She did try.
And if she had offered more snacks, I think he would have gone.
All right, I'm pulling up a couple of more here. I'm going to let you take that.
Good morning, Erica Risotto. Viewing from Charlestown,
Charlestown,
Indiana. Lillian Lasley, good morning. Lillian's from Litchfield, Kentucky.
Ooh.
And we've got Gina Robinson. Good morning. It's a beautiful sunny autumn morning in New Albany. It certainly is.
And if you can tell from Gina's profile picture right there, not only is she a survivor, but she is a supporter of other people in ways that are amazing, and she's just a rock star.
So in the comments, keep lifting us up as we just talk about our anxiety stories here.
I mean... There were, I remember.
Oh, don't worry. I got we're only on until 10.
Not to up you at all, but
okay, please.
So
this is the one-ups game for
you were asking earlier, Angie, when the ruminating thoughts and the kind of anxious thoughts started. At the end of my former career, things got pretty crazy. That's when it all started.
Yeah.
I had a therapy session. He said, everything you're experiencing and thinking is warranted. I go, cool, thank you.
Just to have that affirmation that, okay, this is, yes.
Like, am I going crazy or is this rational? He said, everything you're thinking is rational. So I was like, all right, we're good.
I remember getting Sunday scaries so badly that on Sundays, this is pre-marriage, pre-child, because then the next day, you all know this, you got to go and smile for the cameras, smile for the public, smile for your meetings, your interactions. And inside, I mean, I would just shut down. I was shut in on Sundays, and it would get worse until I finally fought back against that, because I will be darned if I'm going to allow Sundays to be like that anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty
Absolutely
common.
not.
Yeah, at this stage of my life, it's less so. Mostly Sunday scaries have to do around like stuff for my kids and stuff that we have going on this week, or maybe anticipating or anxious about something coming up. But it's not as consistent about Monday as it used to be in the media, because you Fridays. I don't know how it worked kind of in TV. Like, we'd have conversations. All right, this is what we've got going on Monday, but Saturday and Sunday, the world could end, and you're like, well, we got to throw all that out the window, and we got to do this, we got to do that. And so, like, it was always that, like, okay, well, at 5:15, my first break, we've got to say something, and what is it? What are we going to say?
And worrying about that. Well, here's what we're going to say for a moment here. Happy Halloween. At least it looks like the Pineys sure had one.
So that's our friend Angie. She was Kenny on the left. That's my wife Sarah. In the middle is Kyle.
Oh my!
And that is me as the best one of all the South Park characters, Cartman.
I like
He's
it.
an IU fan. I didn't know that.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Now, okay, explain
red
that.
sweatshirt
Is that a mask?
Yes. And what's weird, I don't think I've ever gone with a mask to a Halloween party. It is very strange because you can see everybody, they don't know if you're looking at them. So you can just weird people out the entire time.
Just like you
Oh,
can
that
kind
was
of
so
turn your
good.
head a little bit, but have it face them.
Yeah, just
like
there.
you're really paying attention.
I
Pay attention to different conversations.
Yeah.
They don't know if you're eavesdropping or not.
I am
So I had to
loving
have that
that.
thing off most of the time. It was weird.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull mine up here. So in the middle, that's my daughter Olive. She's 9. And then if you look first, let's look over to the left. I love this because she's Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunters. And what
She
you
pulled
can't
that look
see,
off
I
amazingly.
turned her blonde hair purple,
That's
which
awesome.
it was a wax, came
okay.
off in the shower
Oh, nice.
perfectly. But then she's got it's to her little hiney, the purple like clip-on
braid,
braid.
yeah.
And I couldn't find the right like little sword. So that is a lightsaber.
It works. It's basically the
It's
same
lit up.
thing.
But so know this. So she's been going through a little bit of mean girl. Some little girls asked her to stop shining brightly. Stop raising her hand in class when she knows things, which you know Olive, Jesse, you know Olive.
Well, it's good to
not
get
gonna
that practice
happen.
early because it's not going to stop. Right?
But it has increased
Yeah.
her body tics, and that's how I know. Even though she's talking tough, it's really bothering her.
Yeah.
So she dressed up like, and you can tell she
Yep.
felt it. But what I love even more than that is that I didn't take her to the trick or treat trail because Dad had to work on Halloween, so I got to take her on Halloween for the
Yeah.
first time all by myself, which more on that in a minute. But he walks into the bathroom as I'm transforming our daughter, and he goes, "Do I have to dress?" He calls it Bandit. I don't care. It's Bluey. By the way, Bandit is Bluey's dad, so they look
Yeah.
identical. That's Bluey. But still, he said, "Do I have to dress going to the school?" And she goes, "Yes." He didn't say another word, didn't bat an eye.
Fell in line.
So she's not,
for him.
she not only, little kids were like wanting to see her at school. Kids didn't recognize her, but she felt strong, which
She
I
loves it.
love. But also that memory that her dad did not bat an eye. And then up against the garage, that's me. That is just a cheap Walmart onesie that I could hide my face. We are not that much difference in height, so people kept trying to give me candy, and I'm like, I unzipped it, and I was like, no. I'm the parent. I'm the parent. So, but we walked not just our street, which there and back is about a mile. We walked our whole neighborhood, almost 2 hours. And for anybody who's been joining us on Extol Unfiltered, they'll get why I'm excited about this. It's the longest she went. Yay, weather. Thank you,
Yeah,
Ben.
it was nice.
But I thought, there's no way I can do it. I not only did it, but the next day, because it usually would knock me down,
Right.
I was up.
Felt good?
I felt great.
Awesome.
Going
I
the
felt
right
great.
direction.
So she said, "We got the jackpot," because we walked so many houses. And I woke up the next morning going, "I'm back."
My daughter
I'm
Hannah
back.
would call that you guys were baddies.
We were baddies. Thank you, Hannah. We were bad. I'm in
It's all
love
that
with
candy
that.
everybody tried to give you.
That was fun. Even our very next door neighbor that they had invited us to come over for like soups and all this that they do. And so I zipped it up. And so then one of the teenagers said, "Oh, let me go get the bowl." And I'm like, no, we're here. Like we even had, I had charcuterie with him. She's like, no, let me get the bowl.
You're
and I'm
just
like,
a high-class
no.
teenager.
I unzipped it and I said, "I'm your neighbor, Angie, Olive's mom." I'll take it as a compliment. All right,
Well, that
Ben,
sounds
this
like a
one's for
great
you.
Halloween.
It was great.
Brenda Collings, good morning from Hanover, Indiana.
Oh,
Beautiful morning up there. Looking
Hanover.
over the river.
I had, so Ian wanted to be the Headless Horseman for Halloween.
I saw
So
you.
I made that, and
You did great.
well, thank you. But the best part about that costume was I caught him under his breath. He was going from house to house, and he under his breath he goes, "I love this costume." Like just so happy because we made it from scratch, and then Nolan was a knight. And so we bought it, but then I made the knight helmet out of EVA foam. So he had that kind of cool piece, which lasted 10 minutes.
Way to go,
Before he
Dad.
took it off. And I was like, well, that was 2 weeks of work for 10 minutes of fun. So yay.
Hey, he's how old?
He's 5. Yeah. So
All right, one more comment here. Oh, good morning, Kathy. She
Hi, Kathy.
says, "Good morning."
Good morning,
You
Kathy
all.
Kreider.
Love that, Kathy. Thank you for saying hello for sure. Now, I need to say a big hello. This one is for my mom. Mom is in the middle. and she turned 80 years young yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
80
birthday.
years young. And I mean, it's hard for me to think of mom as 80 because she's just so mobile and all of those things. And she's in Michigan. We sent her a gift. I love Etsy. Sent her a big blanket, real comfy, that said 80 years loved. And then it starts, she was loved as Marcia, and then mom, and then grandma on that.
Very nice.
Happy birthday, mom.
That's the nice version of the shirt I've seen. It was like I went as it was mother or mommy, mom, bruh. Bruh.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
that.
And we're unfortunately edging into that bruh stage with my oldest.
So what do you do? And Ben, I mean, yours are older. So what do
there's
you
a lot
do when you get bruh?
Well, my son likes to be a smart guy and use all the new terms. And so, like, if I say, I played a good round of golf, he goes, "You're not that guy." Or something like that. Like, he'll throw me under the bus as much as possible.
You're not that guy.
Or whatever it is.
Well, according to Tammy Martin, you are, or Morton, you are that guy.
Thank you, Tammy.
Good morning, Ben Pine from
And Vicky.
Yep.
Tammy Morton and Vicky L. Is it Roble?
Roble, yep.
Awesome. Love that. So what about you? Have you been called bruh?
Once, and
I
the
love
look
that.
I shot back. I think I delayed it for maybe 2 more years after that.
Yeah.
So Ian is going to turn 10 at the end of this month. So I'm still kind of on that.
can't.
I'm still on that, like, dad is still kind of my hero, my friend, but also still kind of embarrassing. So I'm easing into those teenage years.
Yeah.
Whereas Nolan's been embarrassed by me since he was 2. So, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm
He's
used to
so
that.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you know, it's cliche, but soak it in, because once the teenage,
I
they don't want
know.
to hug as much and everything's
know-
awkward.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why, like, I wanted to really make their Halloween costumes this year, and I told them, I was like, next year I'm picking, because I don't know when that
You
like
don't
one
know.
for trick or treating is going to end, and I'm like, we're doing one big family costume, and if that's the last one we
that's the
get,
last
that I'm having my thing.
I love it.
One day it
Well,
all just changes.
coming up very shortly, we'll be giving away that big prize package to a breast cancer survivor or fighter. But first, it's Monday, which means it's time to get that Ready, Set, Prepped order in.
Ready Set Prepped is a way to provide a service for people that may have a hard time finding places to eat just because of their dietary restrictions. We accommodate any sort of dietary restrictions. So if you're low carb, or gluten-free, or vegetarian or vegan, any of our meal prep meals can be adjusted that way. So we're located at 1222 State Street in New Albany, right down the road from Baptist Floyd Hospital. We are open Wednesday through Sunday, 9 to 4 o'clock.
They're one of my all-time favorites, and I usually will order things for the office as
Nice.
well, so they never know what's it going to be this
great stuff.
week. Yeah, Peggy and her team are just amazing. But speaking of amazing, so is Leadership Southern Indiana. Again, we talked just a moment ago, I guess at the top of the start of the stream, about, and that was an honor that you, Mark Eddy, Chuck Summers, everybody loves Chuck, asked me to conduct a Q&A with Governor Mitch Daniels. By the way, it's like Miss America. Once Miss America, always a Miss America. Once a
Right.
governor. We learned that. Always a governor, although he was fine with being called Mitch. But he was wonderful, and his insights, and so open. And it was your big luncheon, lots of awards. But you have a lot going on with Leadership Southern Indiana.
Yeah, so that event, our Level Up Leadership Luncheon, that was the first one that we had done. So we sort of transitioned from our annual meeting where we do awards and things of that sort to, we still did our awards because we want to spotlight all the great work that our alum are doing in the community, but we also wanted to have more of a conversation on leadership from someone who is in the know, and Mitch, former Governor Mitch Daniels was our first ever person for that. And again, thank you for having that piece of the conversation, because, you know, you said interview, and in some ways it kind of was, but we just wanted someone who could have a conversation. Yeah. And so that was great. But yeah, we do have we're like in the thick of program season for us. So for those that don't know, what we do at Leadership Southern Indiana, we've been around for 44 years. And we try to help leaders in our community, aspiring leaders in our community, to become better leaders for our community. And we do that through our 4 programs. We have Discover, which is the one that's been around since our inception. And that, my boss, Mark, is probably not, I don't know why he's so averse to this term, but we call it lovingly a series of adult field trips. Because each day has a theme in the community. And we serve Clark, Floyd, and Scott counties. And so we have a big bus, and there's usually about a cohort of 40, and we go around southern Indiana exploring that theme. So our last day that we had last week was Economy and Workforce Day. And that was really exciting because one of the things that we did is we took a trip to Wellstone. And usually we don't talk about mental health on that day. We talk about mental health on Healthy Communities Day, but we don't talk. So I asked the committee, because once you go through it, you have to plan next year's event days. And I said, so talk me through this. And they were like, we thought it was appropriate, or it was really important to talk about mental health in the workforce. And I was like, that's, 100%. And it was a great conversation, and it was a great thing for us to explore as part of that. And then we also have our Elevate program.
That's like 8 or 9 months?
Yes. Yeah.
Like one day a month?
Yeah, it starts in August with opening retreat, and then it goes through May. And then like October, we've had to move some stuff around because fall break is the fun little hurdle that everybody
that was really
plans.
talked up to me at that luncheon, like how really great that Discover program is, especially if you want to get connected in the community.
Well, and that's the whole thing. We build relationships. And so you build relationships with the 40 people that are in your cohort, and those can be our friends at NWSB. They're one of the sponsors. They send somebody every year. So people from the banking industry, the nonprofit industry. We do have sometimes people from the media, local government, things of that sort. So
You would take me?
Of course, in a heartbeat. So we have that program, and that, like I said, that's kind of our flagship. That's the thing that everybody knows us for. But my favorite program that we have, one of the two, is our Elevate program, which is more of a classroom style skills-based program. So when you think of leadership training, it's more of what you think of. And our last session was with a great facilitator that most of you probably may know, Al Cornish. He was the president for the Kentucky Derby Festival last year. Just amazing facilitator and human being, but he did a session on bridging and understanding generational differences. So intergenerational communication, which has been something that I have been doing a deep dive on, because as a millennial, I feel like I can relate to the boomers, but I can also relate to Gen Z. And so I try myself to be a bridge between those two generations. So we have that. We also cover things like delegation, business ethics. I'm blanking on some of the other sessions, but that's about 7 sessions, and it's about half day. And it's a similar thing. There's about 18 to 20 people in there. You build those relationships in the cohort. And as a leader, sometimes being on the top of the food chain can be kind of lonely, because you can't really relate to the people that you lead because it's not appropriate. So how do you build those relationships? How do you have that system of support? And so that this kind of helps do some of that as well.
Would you recommend going into one before the other, or just whatever you choose?
It's whatever you need. So if you're like, you know what, I need to hone these skills for my team, which as a new leader myself, I feel like I'm always trying to hone those skills, then that program, it's probably what you need right now. But if you're like, I need to get better connected within the community. I need to get out of my silo. Because like the number one thing we hear from Discover people is like, I've lived here all my life. What do I need to know? And I'm like, most of us, we have our comfort spot. I grew up in New Albany. And I travel to Clarksville to go to, the mall or the store or, whatever. But have I ever really
when we worked
been
in Louisville, I always just said I skip over Southern Indiana on I-65, go right to downtown Louisville, and then back. So my former career wasn't immersed in our community right here. I
was the same way. I mean, as you know, when you're in Louisville media, for us, I'd say about 80% of our audience was Louisville. And so since I didn't live there, I had to spend so much energy investing time and energy to get connected, to build relationships and all of those things that, at the end of the day, I'm tired. I'm neglecting where I live, my community. So that was one of the most refreshing things about, and it sounds like you're getting to experience that now too,
I am.
about leaving that career and into this career, is I can fall in love with my community again, but I can also start to do work to help improve the community itself, but the people within it. So that's exciting for me. But then we also have a high school program. It's called Next Gen. And we have kids from 16 area high schools in that. And even some homeschool students. We just grew that. So we usually capped it at about 45 because that's a lot of high school kids. But we actually added a second program. So now we have 64 spots. We had 120 applications last year.
Wow.
So it's a lot
So
of
it's
demand
competitive.
for that. And it's set up very similar to our Discover program, except it's smaller and there's a big slant on financial literacy in that component as well. But it's designed to help kids understand how to build relationships outside of the kids they see every day at school. You have to work on a service project together. You have to do those things. It's also designed to show kids just how amazing this area is. And so if you decide to leave, there's things like there's actual opportunities here when you come back. Or if you decide not to leave, like that's not settling. You can thrive. There's amazing things in this area and things that you can do to support and have a career and have a life. So we do a lot of that with our Next Gen program. And
Do they sign up at school for that?
so they apply online.
Okay.
We have great working relationships with the school. So like the nice thing is they don't get penalized because it happens during the school day. And so we have great support from all of our area school systems.
Nice.
Some of them are on our committees. The education foundations are also great in supporting us as well. So that's been a highlight. And we have a wonderful coordinator. I oversee that, but Kim Quinn is the coordinator for that. And she is amazing because dealing with about 60 adults and then 64 high school kids would drive me crazy. So she oversees that. And then our last program is our Focus program, and that's once a year. And actually, ironically, that is this Thursday. And I believe that you can still register for that one on our website, leadershipsi.org. But we are going to be closing that today. So if that's something that's interested in it,
And your offices are at Ivy Tech?
Ivy Tech is one of our amazing community partners, but they also allow us a little bit of space on there to have our offices there.
There you go.
So it's pretty fantastic. But our Focus Day program is set up a lot like our Discover Day, and so we're going on various trips around Southern Indiana, and everyone is different. We always have a different theme on there, and so we're going to be doing things this week like. We're actually getting a tour from somebody Robbie Valentine over at the KFC Center, because we're going to focus on things that impact both sides of the river. So we're actually the new Meta site in Jeffersonville. Kenton Wooden is actually we're going to go out there. He's going to talk to us about what they're doing. And if you have a lot of thoughts and feelings on that, and you don't know if you're getting the accurate information, it's a great thing. So Origin Park will be taking a tour of that. So that's going to be a fun day if you want to join us for that. It's also a good way to go. All right, how do I feel about these people? And stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's in a nutshell what we do.
And we've got that pulled up right there, leadershipsi.org, to learn more about that.
Yeah.
I want to go back though, because we've talked about this a little bit before, and especially Jesse, with your experience in the media, radio, TV, you podcast for LSI. Go back to what you just said for a minute about skipping over Southern Indiana in the media.
Yeah.
Now, I've already called out one Louisville-based publication, which, again, I get the argument, but we're in Kentucky. I get that. But then there are some very savvy, and I can't wait when we get to share our news about partnering with conventional media coming soon, that sees how amazing Southern Indiana is. And we are. It's only a river. But we are different.
It is the sunny side of the river.
It is.
Yeah.
That to me, when it used to be called the sunny side of Louisville, I think that was. I'm going to offend somebody here, and I'm just going to say it anyway. What a miss!
Yeah.
What a miss! Because you still wrapped Southern Indiana into Louisville. Partner? Do we need each other? Absolutely. But Southern Indiana is its own region, and I will say that all the way home. And I just have to say this. So Terry Miner's friend, former colleague, love that he makes a concerted effort to have people from both sides of the river on his show. Most recently, He's been having Governor Braun on. He asked questions and things. I love, and I'm a talk radio person. I love Nick Coffey. Love Nick Coffey.
We do love you, Kentucky, by the way.
No, and we do. We work over there. I mean, again, and I'm not talking about Kentucky in general, and I'm certainly not talking about Louisville. I'm talking about media. But I just have to say this. I listened, and I mean, 840, if you want talk radio, that is where it's at. So often, just no mention. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Terry, for keeping on including us over there. I listen to Nick's show, and I love that Nick has all these things that are relevant to us. And then sometimes it'll just be like, there's no mention of Indiana. And I'm not talking about just Nick's show. I'm talking about the stations in general, radio, TV, and print.
Well, so what's really interesting is when I started on 102.3 way back in the day, I was billed as the traffic reporter, which my wife found really funny because I couldn't tell you any street names or anything.
I had to do that too.
But my first day, do you know what happened on my first day? They shut the Sherman Bridge down.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesse.
By the way,
Shermageddon?
That unofficially, the first person to speak that on the media, that was me. I said Shermageddon like day one.
Wasn't that 2012?
Something like that, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Didn't get anything for it, which is fine, but like I am the one that started using that early on. And people will argue with me about it, but I know the truth.
And the bridge got its own Twitter page. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Well, but so that was my first day. So to me, in my mind, when I'm starting on traffic and backups, I started with the most severe, which was always that 65 corridor because of the Shermageddon traffic. And I would even start, Shermageddon traffic, blah, blah, blah. And I got so many people reaching out to me. They were like, thank you. You have no idea how many times just on traffic reports, we are an afterthought.
Yes.
And so like that really clicked with me. It's like, okay. And I tried to always be a voice for Southern Indiana because it was my community. And so I always tried to inject us in the conversation.
You did a great job.
And what's really funny is, and I had to like say this to all my bosses all the time. I'm like, listen, I get that maybe 30% of our audience is Southern Indiana. But 30% is not insignificant. And if you own that audience, that's a huge chunk that other people aren't going after. And it's only been in the last 5 to 10 years that I'm even seeing like parts of Southern Indiana in like all the TV promo packages. You know, we're in the South and we're in here. We're in New Albany.
We're in New Albany.
And like, so like I take just a small bit of credit like in that oomph because
you should.
You know, there are people in TV media that you would be surprised actually live over here because they're never allowed to really talk about that aspect of them.
And I was kind of cut off because, you know, with contracts and things, like if I wanted to go to Pizza King and tag Pizza King, had a great dinner, I can't do that. But now I can.
He can now.
Hey, Andy.
Right?
So that stuff kind of cuts you off from the community in a way.
Oh my gosh, for sure. And it makes you feel insignificant. I'm in love with this. I mean, I grew up in rural Michigan, so you all know my heart is small towns. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better place to grow up. And I love things like the town of Medora. Medora has around 1,000 people, and they do this amazing event every single year where they come together and they raise funds. And it doesn't matter what kind of cancer you have, they know that there's going to be a hardship and they're going to support you. We have so much, the city of Austin, we covered this and they'll share it on their socials. City of Austin just had Fright Night. It is one of the most special community events. I mean, we could go on and on. And we all have our different problems, right? All of that, but there's so many really awesome things that are happening on this side of the river.
And I feel like, going back to your comment about the sunny side of Louisville, because I don't disagree with you, but I think if you kind of go back in that time, I think Southern Indiana was still trying to figure out what its identity is. And I think we still are. And so like kind of, you know, from a branding perspective, stealing from that Louisville brand a little bit, I don't think was a terrible idea, but I'm glad when they finally kind of moved that away from that because we are our own entity. We have our own things. we have our own problems, but we have great solutions as well. There's a lot of opportunities over here, and so like I that's why we choose to live over here.
I had to tell you though, so I stuck my foot in it. I mean, I'm sure we need you to come back sometime, and you are always welcome back. I know we've all done it before, but I mean, I really stepped in it, and I was asked to MC an event. And in my head, I would have said it much differently now that I'm older, wiser, and have more experience.
I have a long list of those.
But I said in front of this crowd of hundreds, why do you call yourselves the sunny side of Louisville? Southern Indiana is special and you are your own entity. But I will tell you what, I am positive that the people who were part of implementing that marketing strategy were in the room. I know they were. And in fact, they may have been among the ones who asked me. People clapped.
Oh, nice.
People clapped.
Yep.
Sometimes
then-
you need the harsh truth though.
I know, but as an MC, don't do that. Do not do that.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was complimenting until later. It was like, oh.
Kathy
I said
Fry,
that.
I'm from Louisville, but I have lived in Clarksville
Since 1993.
Yeah, and the thing is
Hoosier by choice, we call that.
I love it. And one of the coolest things when I was in radio, and we would talk to businesses for sponsors and things like that. Some of the businesses like right in downtown talked about like, you don't understand, Southern Indiana is about 2/3 of our business. And so downtown Louisville, and like that's the thing that I try to stress the most is like we need each other. If you try to ignore the river entirely and say it doesn't matter, the river will find a way to assert its dominance and flood and ruin one of your program days.
Yep.
That happened last year. We were supposed to stay over here because we explore Southern Indiana, but sometimes when it makes sense, because we talk a lot about regionalism. But we were like, no, we're going to stay over in Southern Indiana. And then Caesars flooded, the sporting club flooded, and we had to pivot. So it was good. But you don't have to treat the river like a wall either. There's a reason why bridges exist. There are ways to get across it. So yes, it does divide, but it can unite. It can, it is not insurmountable. And we as a region rely on each other. And sometimes we forget that, even over here. Like, wow, we don't, no, we want people to come over here too. Just like Kathy, like it's great when people are like, no, I live over here. And then I have friends that grew up here and decided to move over there. I mean,
I've lived on both sides.
Yeah.
So
we are a region.
great people on both sides.
Well, it's hard too because another thing that we deal with in Southern Indiana is we're in sort of this no man's land because when you're in Indy, a lot of times people forget about us down here. That just is a reality.
Our own state
Yeah.
forgets about us. But speaking of that, Governor Braun is actually in New Albany today
Yeah.
for One Southern Indiana luncheon at the Grand. I think there are people who are trying very hard from this level as well as at the state level to bridge that gap. And I mean, like you both have said, I mean, I love Louisville. I moved from Michigan to Louisville and love Louisville, but those in charge of choosing coverage tend to forget about us. Not everybody, but I certainly am very grateful.
Yeah.
And that's kind of weird to me that I have to feel grateful, but I do. I feel grateful. And I would say WLKY, they have dedicated Southern Indiana reporters. WDRB, they have been smashing it. And like I said, also Terry Miners.
Yeah.
Terry Miners.
It's
Now,
getting better. It really is getting better, but it was just hard.
I'm going to pull this comment up
Yeah.
here. Do you want to go ahead and read that one, Ben?
Eric, I spent my childhood in Floyd County, then moved to Louisville through college. I moved away to Boston for about 14 years, but moved back to the area last year, and I'm loving Southern Indiana.
Yeah.
So I've lived here 11 years now, and spent 6 in Louisville. My wife and I are ironically Hoosiers, born in Indiana, and my kids are not. But they spent the
That's
most time
interesting.
growing up in Indiana.
Kathy says, my father sold our house and he chose to move here. Okay, so not Hoosier by choice. So I followed along with him. I've met so many wonderful friends here. Turned out to be a great move after all. And then I love this one because
Louisville.
how do you say it?
Louisville.
I say Louisville. I say Louisville.
So I grew up saying Louisville
I'm from
Slugger.
Michigan.
But when I moved here, I was told by, I think, Terry Miners, Louisville.
Yeah.
No. Terry said Louisville. No, it wasn't Terry. I think it was like Doug Prophet or something like that.
Terry is the opposite.
Louisville.
He enjoyed, like,
Louisville.
he says it, like, exudes
King Louis,
with him.
yeah.
I remember practicing Louisville. I remember practicing that, and then Terry got to me. Louisville.
Well,
King. How does he say King Louisville?
Yeah.
It's like it's not
When in
King
Rome, I
Louisville.
just chose the when in Rome.
I
thing.
know.
I always tell people when they have
But
to, like,
Cassiana, thank you for the emoji. I love that.
how
I
do
love
you say
that.
it? I just said, listen, Louisville, or if you say Louisville, do not exude on the Louis, whatever.
Louisville.
Like, if
Louisville.
you're from
Louisville.
here, you can get away with it to a certain extent. But
know.
if you were like, say, hey, Louisville, like, they're gonna go, mm-mm.
But they know. I mean, I love you,
yeah.
Louisville,
Yeah.
Louisville, Louisville.
But growing up
Louisville.
outside of Louisville,
Kathy was born in Louisville and says she agrees with me. Thank
wasn't
you,
it always called
Kathy.
Louisville Slugger? Like
Louisville Slugger. Louisville.
when not from being here, it was always called Louisville.
It was Louisville.
Well,
Slugger.
Carrie Underwood says Louisville Slugger in the song, doesn't it? And that's the way she sings it.
All right.
Took my Louisville.
Listen, we've got
We're good.
Ben at 10 coming up in a moment, and we've got a great giveaway to give away to a breast cancer fighter or survivor coming up in just a moment. Extol Unfiltered, 9 a.m. Mondays, caffeinated by NWSB.
Some mornings, one cup just isn't enough.
And that's why at NWSB, it's banking the way you want, from people you know wherever you go.
And Extol Unfiltered, the same idea. Southern Indiana tidbits and topics from people you know the way you want. Only better.
Now that's worth a refill. Oh, they're such good people. Pat, Sid, and
Sid's on our board.
they are amazing. And you should check out their socials because they did that. I mean, bank wide, they did it up for Halloween. Okay, Eldora, good morning from
Scottsburg.
Scottsburg. Hopefully, just a week from now, Ben says we're going to be talking about the S word.
Scottsburg?
There we go.
Maybe some flurries. We'll see.
I'd rather talk about anything but what Ben's talking about. Now, Ben, can you kind of tip that down just a little bit? I'm going to try to go in just a little bit closer on you all. See that little glare? So you can't tell, but it's actually signed in there. We are
I mean,
giving.
this has got to be worth.
I mean, that's worth like everything. It
Tens
is
of
worth
dollars, right?
everything.
Tens of dollars.
So we asked
all about the
2
Benjamin.
weeks ago, we talked about breast cancer, and I have to tell you, thank you so much to those of you who sent me messages or told Ben, hey, tell Angie to look at the messages that I'm going to send because, you know, if you're not friends, you don't always see those. And people who have gone through it, actually, there's someone who we were in the cancer center at the same time and didn't even know it. But then also just echoes of, you know, same kind of experience battling breast cancer. And so we had asked, and it was really simple, Jesse. All you had to do was just drop a name of either a fighter or survivor, including yourself, and just drop it in the comments. And then we're giving away, I won't unwrap everything that's in here, but we've got all kinds of goodies from Regalo, including smells so good. There's some good smelling stuff in here, including I'm going to go ahead and put this on me just for a second. I don't usually like doing that, but including a $25 gift card. Thank you, Regalo, Laura, and JD. And then a lot of little things that are in here, and then a $150 gift card to the fair that is downtown New Albany.
I have not had a chance to go there.
haven't
yet.
either.
I'm really wanting to.
Heard good things.
And I said this, the first place that I actually was able to go out and eat actual dinner, nausea be gone, was the fair. And it was delicious.
That's a great compliment.
It was delicious. It was delicious, but we are giving away, and
Do we need a drum roll?
we had to compile all of the names, and then we used one of those online digital ones after assigning all of them a number. And since you're here,
Oh, I get to do it?
you get to open.
Okay.
We'll pull that camera up on you.
And the
Jesse
Oscar goes to,
Rasmussen.
actually, I'm sorry, and the Emmy goes to.
Jesse Rasmussen. Who's
not
the
to me.
winner?
Da-da-da-da-da. Lindsay Drake.
Drake.
Congratulations to Lindsay Drake. Now, one of the things I don't know about everybody, but I tried to do a little bit of back checking and things like that. There's stories to tell, but I can tell you this. Lindsay is a fighter, currently going through her own breast cancer journey. And in fact, today, going through part of that treatment in a way that she never has before. Our love and prayers and hope for you. And we will make sure to reach out to you, Lindsay Drake. Congratulations.
Do we know where Lindsay's from?
Lindsay is from, oh boy, Greenville or Georgetown?
Okay.
Greenville or Greenville or Georgetown.
So if we get an address, we could probably drop it off.
Yeah.
So we will make sure that we find. I should know that. It's still Monday.
Way to put her on the spot there, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Ben. But
good at that. Throwing you under the
congratulations.
bus.
It's always good to make your boss look good. Online.
And we're each other's bosses.
I
So
said-
I mean,
I
he's
said,
allowed.
do we know where
Do
she's
we
from?
know?
That's how you cover your butt.
Good save.
And the answer is no.
It's been a bit.
But to all of the fighters and survivors and anybody who is a loved one or just someone who cares about other people, we are right there with you. That's for sure. Now, at the end of every Extol Unfiltered Caffeinated by NWSB, our Extol creative director, Adam Kleinert, who is a Henryville artist,
Okay.
always sends us something a piece of art connected to Indiana, and we do not watch that.
Now, are we coming back at the end of this?
We will come back
At
for
the
a
end of the-
moment.
okay.
Yes, we will come back because we want to be able to talk
Say
about it. Very short. All right, this is this week's episode of Art with Adam.
James Dean was born in Fairmount, Indiana. Although he moved to Santa Monica, California, he soon returned to Indiana to live with his aunt and uncle on their farm. Despite being nearsighted, short, and skinny, Dean was a standout athlete at his Indiana high school, playing baseball, basketball, and running track. James Dean excelled in the pole vault and broke the county record by the time he graduated in 1949. If you're ever heading north, make sure to check out the James Dean Museum in Fairmont to learn more about this American icon.
Did you all know that?
Nice.
I did
know
not.
that, yeah.
I did not know that.
I did know he was from here.
Did you know he was an
That's
athlete?
where all the Hoosiers get our good looks, is from, people like James.
Dang it. I'm from Michigan. I missed out on that. Did you know he was an athlete like that?
I didn't know.
I did
specifics.
know that. I did know that. I didn't know his Indiana ties, but I did know about being an athlete.
Adam Kleiner does it again.
Yeah.
Does it again. Love that.
That was
Absolutely
very
love
nice.
that.
Kathy Kreider's
I'm going to pull that up. Oh, Gina.
Yes.
Lindsay, stay strong. Lindsay Drake is the winner of that package that we put together. She's fighting breast cancer right now actively. And so, Lindsay, love that. Lindsay, stay strong. Kathy says, love your show. Love you, Kathy.
Yes. And by the way,
Thank you.
I know the song that you're talking about. Look what we can do, Louis. Like I remember that song. So either we're old together or we're not as old as we think. Let's go with that.
Oh, we're old together.
Before we leave the show, we've talked a lot about breast cancer awareness in October. November is about men's health.
Okay, so hang on a second. Hold on a second. I'm going to pull you straight up.
You got some scruff going
do.
on.
So tell us about.
So I've never been able to participate in the No Shave November.
Yeah.
Because they wanted me to look professional.
Well, because you can't honestly give an accurate weather forecast with a beard. That's just
Behind the
not
beard, yeah.
possible.
Except you can
But
now.
it's getting cold, so yeah. So I think I'm going to go ahead and participate in it. The no shave, maybe even no haircut. You take that money that you would have spent on a haircut, donate it to some men's causes. Prostate cancer, prostate issues, I should say. My dad's had several surgeries on that, so that's kind of. I know some other people have dealt with prostate issues, but also mental health, suicide prevention is about November.
So we'll figure out something we're going to do for November, but we're going to take a
So if I
before
look
picture.
pretty rough later this month,
I'm
gonna
just
take a
saying, I
before-
like it.
Well, you started when? Did you start on
This-
Saturday?
This morning
this
he
is
started.
probably last
This
time
is
I shaved.
Saturday?
Was Friday, maybe.
So you grow that much?
Yeah, I'm a pretty manly man.
Didn't you also build a cabin? So like you're underselling
Yeah.
your masculinity.
We'll see though. I've never grown a beard, so we'll see how this goes.
We got caught over
Todd's
here.
like, crap.
Todd's
He's like,
like,
whatever.
so
I've worked
listen,
with that.
This is 6 months
Todd's like,
for
I've
me.
worked with that joker for.
Yeah, this is 6 months for me. That's 6 hours. For me.
so
That's
please
bad.
join Manly Man Ben
Todd, you
Piney.
gonna do it? What? You gonna do the no shave?
You can catch up.
Catch up. Come on now. And you know, lucky for you, we live in an age where, I mean, especially in Southern Indiana, there's a lot of great beard products. So, I mean, this could open up a whole new avenue
We're
for
going
you.
somewhere with this.
I might be
Ben,
different for the rest of my life.
I'm going to start calling you Manly Man Meteorologist Ben Piney. That's what his lower third is going to be. So
What I love that you're wearing the flannel too. Like it's all a thing.
this is strategic.
I feel like I'm getting laughed at. In that.
No,
you are throwing. I mean, because
But I don't want to get into the culture of having to take care of this creature that's on.
Too bad.
know,
It's
but
a lifestyle choice
My
now.
buddy Chad has
You
one.
have
and
committed.
It's like oils and haircuts.
You've
for your
committed,
beard.
though.
Yeah, for the month.
your buddy Chad knows. Like, I mean, it's worked out for him.
Yeah.
Right. But so December 1, maybe you could.
Maybe we'll have
Oh,
fun
oh,
with
we
it.
Hang on. What
Oh.
day is this? You know where
Well,
this is going.
I know what you're going with.
You know where this is
and
going.
My
I'm
wife's
right
not
here.
excited about it. She doesn't.
Sarah?
She's not.
Oh, guess what? December 1 just so happens to be a Monday.
Oh.
Perfect.
So Jesse's coming back. If you are a barber
I
who
get
is
looped into this?
interested in appearing with us, we're going to shave Manly Man meteorologist Ben Piney December 1 and raise some money. I think we're going to figure all this out.
Yeah.
But Jesse, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're
Both
always,
times, because apparently I'm coming back in
Yeah,
December.
you are definitely coming back. So tell Mr. Eddie that you're coming back. We're going to need you.
Tri-host.
We're going to
There
find
you go.
that and we're going to raise some money for this. I'm excited. I just got super excited. Bet at 10 is going to be just a tiny tad, couple of seconds late, but you're not going to want to miss it because he said they were talking about the S word.
Slick beards.
No. Thanks for joining us for Extol Unfiltered, caffeinated by NWSB. Catch Manly Man meteorologist Ben Piney. I'm going to say that as many times as I can. Coming up in just a
I got new
moment.
branding.